Right then, what is up everyone and welcome to Paladins. Today we're going to be talking about my top 3 favorite champions, as recently a question that I've been getting asked quite a lot is who is my favorite champion or who is the best champion. Now in order to answer that latter question, I want to say that the best champion in Paladins by far, no questions asked, is Grog. Okay, I mean just look at that face, it's freaking amazing, it's a work of art, it's stunningly beautiful. Fernando ain't got shit on this guy. In all seriousness though, there really is no best champion in Paladins. I know that sounds like a cop-out answer. Oh, nothing is the best, you know, I don't want to piss people off. However, it is true, because you have champions that are good at killing, you have champions that are good at healing, that are good at being bullet sponges, that are good at being useless, and it really comes down to the person behind that computer screen that is controlling that champion with the keyboard and mouse. In fact, the most recently released champion, Maeve, the French cat girl that I had to categorize by fetish, is a perfect example of this. Maeve is amazing. She deals a ton of damage, has a lot of mobility, has self-sustain, and as a result, in the right hand, she becomes a one girl army. But I have seen people that absolutely suck with Maeve. In the hands of these players, she becomes the worst champion in Paladins, even though stat-wise and ability-wise, she is freaking strong. So honestly, it all comes down to the player. I would say that the best champion in Paladins is really the champion that you find yourself able to perform well with consistently. Until Hi-Res Studio comes out with an auto-locking high-damage champion, in which case, everything that I just said kind of just goes out the window, because it doesn't matter anymore, there's no more skill involved. But yeah, let's talk about my top 3 favorite champions of Paladins. First off, and we already talked about this champion before, is Maeve. Now I know what you guys are thinking, you know, the French cat girl, holy shit, she's Rare's number 3. Oh my god, he's into Lolas! No. In all honesty, I actually don't think I would have liked Maeve. When she was first announced, I actually really didn't like her at all. In terms of character design, I didn't like it. The way she looked, I didn't like it. And also the way she mocked my second favorite character that we're going to be talking about, I didn't like it either. However, in terms of playstyle, she is freaking amazing. You know, projectile based with a ton of movement. It's so fun to just run around the map as Maeve, because you are basically the symbol of going fast. Okay, you are basically going to be all over the place. Whenever you are playing as Maeve, the enemy will never know where you're going to be coming from because you are so freaking fast. You are able to reposition yourself so quickly that you are most of the time able to take the enemies by surprise. Utilizing her abilities and landing those damage combos is extremely satisfying. Not to mention, there is a clear skill floor where you can't just pick up Maeve and dominate the enemy team. It is very easy to see when a Maeve you're playing with or against is good or bad. Not to mention, although it may be inappropriate, whenever I use Pounce for Maeve, I get this image in my head that she's headbutting the enemy as hard as possible in the stomach, which for some reason, for me personally, makes the experience that much more enjoyable. So yeah, that's why Maeve is my number 3 in terms of my top 3 favorite champions of Paladins. Next up after Maeve would be Ying, and you guys probably already knew this since I did hint at it as we were talking about Maeve. Now, Ying is a character that fulfills my passion, and you guys probably going to take that the wrong way, but I mean that in the sense where it fulfills my passion for supporting my teammates with heals while still being able to take the lives of others. Most of the time when you play a first-person shooter game, the healers are the ones that get the short end of the stick in terms of killing potential, usually in the form of a weaker gun or just designed in a way that without a bodyguard near you 24/7, you can't really do anything. Ying, however, is a support character in Paladins who is more than capable of dealing damage while healing her teammates. Unlike other support champions, Ying doesn't have to babysit fucking everyone, as her clones will automatically heal any teammates that are close by. And the fun part to me for Ying is the focus on timing. When you should be damaging the enemy with Shatter and when you should be healing determines your effectiveness with Ying. Plus, there is no way that you can deny the smirk on your face when you see your sisters surrounding the enemy before blowing them up to pieces. So yeah, that is why Ying is my number 2. Lastly, we have our number 1 favorite champion, and that is Drogoz. I mean Bomb King. I mean Drogoz. I mean Bomb King. Fuck. Okay, so in my defense, this is actually really hard because I play both of these champions equally. I actually used to play Drogoz exclusively, but recently I found out about Bomb King while live streaming, and I have to say I've been hooked ever since. They have similar elements in terms of being projectile based weapons where you have to directly hit your targets in order to do the most damage. And it also doesn't help my decision when both are very capable of changing their playstyle with the right cards. For Bomb King, you could go from Grumpy Bomb Spammer to Cannonball Air Striker. For Drogoz, you can go from Fire Spit Spammer to Direct Hit City to Salvo Spammer. And the ability to change the way you play with cards in Paladins makes these two champions extremely replayable to me. If there's a certain way that I don't want to play anymore with these particular champions, all I have to do is switch out my loadout cards, and then I am playing in a completely different setting. Not to mention the satisfaction that you get when you know you got the kill, even before you got it. That ping sound is freaking amazing. Not to mention, if you're playing as Bomb King, that hook sound for your bomb when it directly lands on your target is also very addicting. To be honest, I hope more games like this in the future, when they do first-person shooter games, will have more sound indicators of when you get a headshot or when you get a direct hit, because it basically fulfills my satisfaction whenever I play as Drogoz or Bomb King. Anyway, those are my top 3, or 4 I guess, now that we talked about Bomb King and Drogoz, favorite champions in Paladins. Feel free to leave your own champion in the comment section below. As the game Paladins continues to add more champions, I wouldn't be surprised if my top pick changes. But for now, I'm going to go back and blast people to space with explosives with Drogoz and Bomb King, and maybe even Ying. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, and as always, remember to be considerate and have fun with everything you do. Bye!